Hi. Hi. Let's do the music thing. Let's make it become quiet. Decibels, less of them. There we go, there we go, there we go. Do the other thing, close the tab. Huzzah! Alright. Hello once again, computer. We are right back at it, I think. We're here for the usual time, finally. I think we've been a little off some of the past couple of weeks, maybe. But this should be the usual time. Hey, caught the start. Welcome, Digby. Good to see ya. How's the I think last time we checked in, you were dragging some balls. How's that all going? But yeah, we're here. It's time to Colonq once again. And yeah, I think we ended off last time on kind of a cliffhanger. We ran into a problem that was like, yeah, this is irritating. Let's make that a problem for future LLLL Colonq. And now we're going to run into the consequences of our actions. And, we'll really be cursing the past today, I think. Nice. Awesome to hear. Great stuff. All right, how do I do the thing? I make this. There we go. Huzzah. Our remarkable visage is once again appearing on the silver screen. Yeah, a little bit. Let's find some context, because I have a horrible memory and I never remember these things. It's always a huge pain in the neck. Let's get back to where we left off. Where the fuck were we? We wrote this to do. This to do is the consequences of our actions. So one of the consequences of our even more distant in the past actions is that we use this this language, Emacs Lisp. And for a variety of reasons, we're writing things in kind of a more imperative style than I'm comfortable with. Which means we get to deal with exciting things like copies and copy depth and all that great fun kind of business. So we sort of thought that maybe we would get away with abusing the kind of we would break the abstraction a little bit, if you will, and abuse the internal details of how Emacs Lisp represents structures in order to like automatically deep copy them. But I think for a variety of reasons, we kind of recognized that that was a fucked up idea and was maybe not going to take us where we want to be. So I think we're going to start off. Hey, welcome, Olga. I appreciate the tip of the hat. I'm going to. Do I have a hat to tip? Of course, I'm a collector of trilbies. Trilbies and fedoras of various types. I have almost as many pairs of cargo shorts as I do trilbies. I'm doing well. How are you? Got a little bit of your stream earlier. Seemed like it was some fun. I don't have much experience with that. I think the Spiritfarer is the title in question. How's that all going? All right, but yeah, so we gotta write some copies. We're gonna have to write some boilerplatey stuff probably again. Maybe we'll do some musing while we do that. Some chitter chatter, some bumbling along the paths of the rhetorical garden, the gardens of rhetoric. Oh dear, I hope you feel better. That sucks. Migraines are rough shit, dude. Yeah, it seemed like it had Spiritfarer had pretty cozy vibes, so that's a good thing. Is it just like a platformer kind of thing, or is it like I don't know. Like it seemed like there was some platforming going on, but is it like a Metroidvania, or like what's the shtick? All right, so I think while we do this is not gonna be super interesting work. We're actually going to write copies specifically for each of the relevant types. I think the thing we realized is that some of the types, like good game for relaxed game and very easy platformer, mostly some grinding sandbox. Oh, cool. That's fun. Yeah, I could see that. It seemed like there's lots of dialogue too. Just like, yeah, that's fun. Like that sort of thing. Neat. Oh, all right. I think the thing we realize is that we don't actually have to like have deep copies for all the parts of the game state, because some of them are like immutable. So you should probably distinguish clearly like what things are. I guess we'll write custom copies for like all of our structs. And or maybe is there a way to like denote? I think there is a way to denote fields as const. And then maybe elisp will yell at us if we're breaking that invariant anywhere, and that seems like a useful thing. This is slowly like this project is I don't know. I guess it's not larger than I anticipated, because I sort of anticipated all of this stuff, but like definitely is. It's I'm not used to like kind of moving at this pace that like only a couple hours a week. So it's I think feeling longer than it actually is. Because normally I would just like we'd be going sicko mode and just staying up all night, slamming all sorts of supplements, L-theanine and stuff, and caffeine patches all over my face, and getting it done in like one 8-hour burst. But alas, it's not where we are. Maybe someday. Maybe that's for the future. Okay, where are we even looking here? AI types, that seems like the place. That's looking like the place to me. At least that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so stats, that's just a utility thing. That's definitely mutable. Or is it? Do we ever mutate stats? I don't think we do. I think we only return new stats. I mean, ideally, we don't want to be mutating any of these fucking things. We like, okay. We keep running into it, man. We keep running into like, I wish we just had a way to do immutable updates on these things easily, like aka a lens library. But I think like I could certainly write a lens library. Like, there's nothing really precluding that. They did one for Minecraft actually. Here's actually this might be a fun diversion. If we go to data fixer upper Minecraft. Yeah. This is sort of a neat thing if you haven't seen it. If you're probably the intersection of people who this is something actually interesting for is very small. But Mojang, the Minecraft peeps, have this library that's used I think for like converting like game data and save file formats, because like obviously when there's a new Minecraft version, you still want to be able to load your old world, right? So you kind of need some logic to handle like how the old data maps onto the new structure, right? And they have this library, and someone was really into functional programming here, because there is this whole implementation of like profunctor optics here, like straight out of Haskell, right? Like we have like a, yeah, all this stuff. Like we have traversal.java, which is gonna do some pretty complex Java polymorphism to make that whole thing line up. So welcome Kinwhoop, cowabunga indeed. But yeah, this looks if you wanted to know what Haskell flavored Java in production looks like, this is what it looks like. Used in the largest video game in the world. I don't know if this is actually used, but someone had a lot of fun with it, I think. Clearly. So we could definitely build that for eLisp, right? Like, but I have a feeling it would be very slow, compared to just like doing assignments. Almost certainly, right? It is almost certainly slower to do some like complex optics thing than it is to call setf on a generalized location. So we've resigned ourselves to setf, but that means we have to worry about mutation and copies and all this horseshit instead of having nice, clean, immutable data. So at least let's think about what things are immutable actually. So straight out of Haskell, yeah, very, very, very functional rap album. By DJ Peyton Jones and DJ Marlowe. All right. Immutable. These are just for our own purposes right now. Immutable. So the species data will never change, right? We just have a one big A list of mappings of species, or I don't even know, just I guess a list of mappings from species numbers to the actual species struct. Also, thanks for the follow, Chaos Foundry. Welcome. I do the usual bit where I apologize for calling you out, but I think it's acknowledging the bit is almost as funny as the bit itself. So we'll leave it at that. Welcome in any case. We're getting up to some Lisp programming tonight, as we have for the seeding couple of nights. These are all immutable. These are the things that are kind of like describing the game. This, however, is the Pokemon immutable. I think it is. This is like the kind of the kernel of the Pokemon as it exists like in the outside of battle, right? This is like the kind of the stuff that's not going to change in the course of our simulator. Okay. I think we would always prefer to construct a new Pokemon from like if we're reading data from the game, for example, we prefer to construct a new Pokemon than modify the existing one. That's certainly the case. This, however, is mutable. Were we putting exclamation points on things? Were we being cute? Yeah, we were. We should put the exclamation points on the mutable ones instead. That seems like the gaming way, because those are the ones that are scary. That we need the little notification. It's like the Sekiro little red kanji that pops up when you can't parry the attack. That's what we have here. These things. Jesus Christ. Whatever you've been talking about. Okay, yeah, this is mutable too. All this shit is mutable. This is mutable specifically because you would think, oh well, is this itself mutable, or does it just contain the same references to active Pokemon that then have their fields mutated? It is itself mutable because of switches, right? And we actually move things around between. That's a thing. And sure, this is mutable too. And this is immutable. So we don't have actually very many mutable structures here, right? And when we do the deep copy of a battle, right, which is the thing we want to deep copy, we want to have clones of the state. All we actually need to do is deep copy the battle itself, both teams, and then the active Pokemon and within the teams, and the battling Pokemon within the active Pokemon, and on the bench. You know what I mean. Only down to the level of a battling Pokemon is where the copy needs to happen. Everything else we just keep the same reference because those things are never changing anyway. So a copy is immaterial. You might say it's doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, I guess let's do that. And I guess let's see if there's I mean, of course, we can do this the kind of lame way, right? Which admittedly is sometimes the best way of just like writing a function that reads all of these fields and constructs a new battling Pokemon and maybe recursively, or maybe not recursively, maybe calls some other copy functions that do the same thing for those kind of substructures. But it's probably a cool way to do it. Probably a very neat way. We're gonna do the same thing in effect though, so I think it doesn't matter. But does this thing generate, like, do we have like a copy? Yeah, we do. So this thing actually generates copiers, but I suspect they're shallow copies. What are we even doing here? Let's see some more def struct details. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Okay, CL def struct name or whatever. We're gonna read this out loud in the interest of not reading it quietly. We're loud gamers here. Define a struct type. Yeah, this macro defines a new data type called name that stores data in slots. Sure. It defines a make name constructor. We're already renaming that. A copy name copier. We care about that a lot. A name p predicate. Sure. And slot accessors name slot. You can use the accessors to set the corresponding slots via setf. Yep, we're doing that a lot, to our eternal chagrin. Name is usually a symbol, but may instead take the form name options, where each option is either a single keyword or keyword value. Sure. Or keyword can be one of conc name, presumably concatenate name, constructor, copier, predicate, type, named, initial offset, print function, knowing line, or include. See, there's an info node that describes these things. Well, I guess we're going to info, boys. First element in slots can be a docstring. Yeah, sure. The rest of the elements in slots is a list of the slots. Supported keywords for the slots are read only. Okay, that's one of the things that we probably want to do. Are we going to... Okay, let's check the info node first to see if there's a thing that like will automatically set all slots to read only. And if there isn't, then we'll bite the bullet, right? And you could be like, write a macro, it's Lisp, right? We have full flexibility. Why write boilerplate? We could write a macro wrapping this. Well, one, writing the macro is going to take, I don't know, 30 minutes, whereas adding read only to all of the things is going to take 45 seconds. And two, I'm going to have to, like, if I want to fully support all the functionality of defstruct, I'm going to have to write a macro that handles all this bullshit. And it's like, right? Like, it's a pain in the neck. We're going to have to look at all this syntax, and it's like easier. Yeah. It's also going to be like fucking less readable in the future, because we like, we wrote this macro, but what did the macro do? What's the deal with that? So we're gonna avoid that for now, I think. We're gonna avoid that, and we're gonna be smug about it, even though nobody asked. That's how we roll. That is our manner of rolling. Where's the copier? I'm lazy. I'm not reading all this. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I refuse to read. Okay. Our alternate name for the copier function. We looked at this before. We have man, we have a bad memory. We know in this implementation, aka presumably the Emacs Lisp implementation of Common Lisp's defstruct, all copier functions are simply synonyms for copy sequence. So we don't actually need to care about this because it's totally useless. It's not a useful thing at all. Instead, we will write our own copy functions for all of these mutable things. We're going to put them right next door instead of like elsewhere, because they're sort of like very intimately related. They're intimate friends. Okay, first one, battling Pokemon. What are we going? Copy. We'll be consistent with our constructor format, sure, and like be consistent with sanity and reason. We're call this B. Copy the battling Pokemon B. Okay. I think this is just copy sequence, right? That's what I'm sort of thinking. It's the reason why it shouldn't just be copy sequence, right? It's going to do a shallow copy again, which means it's just going to copy like the sort of reference to the thing, right? So it's going to copy the Pokemon as a reference, which is fine because that's what we want. Same with the item. Sure, the items are immutable. We don't even have a struct for items, but they're going to be immutable in the same way that moves are, in the sense that it's just like having an item, holding an item is just holding a reference to like the definition of what that item does and its name and all that jazz. Current HP, current PV, or integers. Status is like a fucking string, I think. Sure, it's an immutable string even. Immutable. It's so hard to talk about these. We don't have the vocabulary, I think. Maybe people think the vocabulary. Maybe the vocabulary is there, but it's just very awkward. But I think the vocabulary for discussing things. It's like in C, right? The talking about const things is miserable because you have to be, oh, is it a const pointer? Or is it a pointer to const? Or like, you know, like it's not Not very nice. Which again, why we should just do away with all of it and have immutable data. But sometimes you can't. Is the secret. So I think we're gonna stick with this. I'm gonna copy that old sequence. Okay. Let's do the same thing for active Pokemon. Although now we have to be a little more clever. Machine telepathy one day. Yeah, maybe. There's actually a very interesting article. Just talk in a way that is comfortable to you. Well, I certainly will talk in a way that's comfortable to me. I more mean we're programming in a way that is uncomfortable for everyone. That's the life. But yeah, machine telepathy one day, and let's where's this thing? Can I spell Dijkstra correctly? Natural language programming. Yeah, this here article, very good stuff. Talking about this topic a little bit. Interesting read from the 70s. Real classic stuff. That I think maybe addresses, like, I don't know if machine telepathy is the way, or I don't know. I'm a fan of structure and abstraction, and I think it's hard to get a lot of that with that. I'm gonna drop this link. Can we drop the link? Oh, I'm not logged in. No, I'm not an in logger. Let me find this in my other. We're gonna get the loud keyboard out real quick. Dijkstra natural language program. I think this also comes up a lot. I've been thinking about it. I think I saw this on Hacker News originally in reference to like all of the AI ChatGPT stuff recently. But yeah, I heard you're a I think I overheard you mention that you'd be a Neuralink early adopter, Digby. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be an early adopter, and I certainly won't be installing it unless we have free software on there protecting our freedom. But yeah, here's the link. Jam that silicon all up in my brain hole. Okay, very good. But yeah, worth a read if you're interested in worthy reading. Okay. Where to next? Well, we're copying the active Pokemon. Active Pokemon. Why do we call it B? That's. Well, we'll change the name. It's fine. We're gaming here. What are we saying here? We're saying let ret our result, our return value, our humble return value is going to be just copy sequence A. Sure. And then we're gonna so cruelly overwrite the fields. How will we do? Speaking of ancient tech theory / philosophy stuff, remember a declaration of the independence of cyberspace? I think I do. Let's look that up. Bring it on the other monitor this time. Declaration. Oh. See, on the old EFF. Yeah, big fan of the EFF for sure. EFF and the Free Software Foundation are generally fighting for your freedom. Good vibes there. Good shit. Let's see. What are we doing? Are boosts actually mutable? Do we need to be boosting? I think we might need to be boosting mutably. I think that's probably fine. Let's make these mutable too. And we're just gonna defun. We're gonna do some copy pastery now, as we do. As we do. Stats s boop bop beep computer, go. Okay, so now we'll have to, specifically, we want to setf just active Pokemon, our super long accessor here, the unwieldy one. Oh, excuse me, that was CTS. What are we setting this to? We're setting this to Smaragdus. Copy battling Pokemon. Oh, yeah, this whole, yeah, we're gonna. How pleasant. How pleasant the reality we have weaved for ourselves in these shackles of parenthetical shackles. Okay, is this good? Kosher? The active Pokemon boosts or boosting stats there, boosts there. Okay, will this do the thing? These are good fun. These functions would be good candidates for some testing, some interactive testing on the REPL. But in this case, it's a huge pain in the ass because I have to like bind a variable and then like mutate it and then copy and blah blah blah. And, yeah, it's shit. So we won't. We're gonna again continue to live dangerously, right? You can test things if you're employed. The true LLLL Colonq digital entity gamers and market manipulators choose to live dangerously. Okay, so we're returning ret. So we're just copying the thing naively, right? Shallow copying and then just overwriting the fields that need to be deep copied. Volatile effects also probably needs that too, given that it's a list. It's probably a list of lists also, so we might need like a gross. What is the deal, brother? We might need a deep copy on volatile effects because like it's not just a sequence, it's potentially like a sequence of pairs or something, and the pairs are not. But it's easy enough to write a deep copy that just works on con cells instead of like whatever array, like, you know, it's easier. That's a classic exercise. I'm sure we can accomplish that at the very least, I'd say. You know me, I'm fond of saying. I am fond of saying and essaying. Okay. Copy the team T. Useful docstring once again. Pressing caps lock by accident because keyboard is small. Let ret copy sequence T. Huzzah. Huzzah. Okay. Smaragdus team active T is Smaragdus copy active Pokemon. That, yes. Oh, and these are all wrong. These are we're doing the wrong thing here. We're very confused. We're getting all mixed up. All mixed up and confused and clockwise and counterclockwise and anti-clockwise and anti-pasta. Generally just run into a lot of difficulties. Bench is another thing, right? We gotta do the thing. We gotta introduce a little bit of a map. Getting scary here. Gotta do a little map situation. Smaragdus copy battling Pokemon. It bench ret. That good? We good? Are we okay? Well, this should be team bench T if we're being consistent, although it's the same because ret is a copy of T. But We'll be consistent, just in case. What are you? Oh, T is true. Haha. Very fun. Thank you. Like that. How nifty. Okay. So now we can copy teams. And can we copy these things? Can we? These battle state st, copy battle st, sing our little song, enjoying a little dalliance among the daisies and the tulips and the peonies. Okay, copy that thing, set a bunch of other stuff, mostly, or let's not even bother copying. It's not enough shared. Smaragdus battle team 1 ret to Smaragdus copy team battle team 1 st. We do the same thing for team 2, making sure to replace both ones with 2s. And we need to do this also for other things. Right, let's... Oi, 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 oi. Do we just have a copy list? That seems like something that is like... Copy a list. Ugh. How troublesome. Well, the fainted queue is just a sequence of symbols, right? We can deal with that. Battle fainted way. This feels so ad hoc. Like, this really feels pretty bad doing it this way, right? Because we're gonna forget to copy, like, inevitably we're going to forget to copy something, and we're gonna get totally fucked up by some sort of issue. I'm anticipating some sort of issue. I think we're gonna run into an issue kind of situation where we forget to copy something, and that is not at all obvious, and it totally fucks us for hours. And I'm looking forward to that. I think that's gonna be a fun time. I think again, we're in this to boost the challenge for future LLLL Colonq. This is we have to study how programming under maximum duress can be achieved. So the more problems we cause here, the better the future becomes. Just remember that. Okay, so we're just gonna copy the sequence like a sequence. Weather. I'm thinking that's probably a. And weather has a timer. It's probably a pair. And it's definitely mutable because we're gonna be decrementing the. I don't know if it is mutable. Honestly, probably just make a new list and set it. A lot of this stuff's probably fine actually. It's probably all fine. Effects though. I'm not even using that for anything. Why worry? Why worry for now? We'll be careful if the need comes to it. Where am I? Past versus future, who will win? Well, of course, the future will eventually overcome. The sands of time wait for no man, and will slowly grind us away. Yeah. Tell them I said this. Tell them I'm calling them out. This is furious temporal combat, locked in a desperate struggle for continued survival. Future always seems to be one step ahead. That was horrible. That was horrible. Forgive me. Forgive me, computer. I have sinned. Alas. Why is... Oh, I accidentally pressed... I pressed caps lock and pressed capital Q, which is my keyword, which is my command to switch monitors and go to the OBS monitor, and something started glowing over there suddenly, and I was like, oh shit. Fucked it all up. Fucked it up again. They'll never love me. How can I live with myself? Fucked it all up. Okay, we're back. We survived. Okay, this one seems reasonable. This one, volatile effects still scaring me a little bit. Not gonna lie. I'm thinking we're gonna copy that too for good measure, but we're gonna keep our eyes out. As software, do you even count as alive to begin with? Don't worry about it. Well, this introduces some quandaries about the nature of our stream here together, and the nature of LLL Colonq itself, right? For LLL Colonq, right, is a 64 by 128 or whatever grid of letters and numbers that you see before you. A cyber entity devoted to the pursuit of cyber. Whereas the speaker, your humble speaker, is just a dude who is devoted to the service of LLL Colonq and the maintenance of their earthly realm, their earthly possessions, and their extended cult. So yeah, I certainly, the speaker is alive, right? LLL Colonq's handler, if you will, is alive. LLL Colonq is some sort of demi living state, I would say. It's hemi living. It's semi living. It's all sorts of mediocre things, but certainly not alive. It's like those, you ever see those Schrodinger's cat t-shirts? Like people who are like, I don't know, popular science enthusiasts, let's say. The t-shirts like Schrodinger's cat is dead and alive, and the letters are the letters, the font, the rendering makes it look like it's both dead and alive. Haha, get it? It's the physics reference. Yeah, it's basically like that, I would say. That's what it's looking like. We're double imposed. We're triple imposed. We're superimposed. We're hyper imposed. Yeah, that's maybe a good word. We're hyper imposed. I like the word hyper a lot. Yeah, exactly. Right. I don't know. I don't like bringing up like fancy schmancy science stuff in my life, because like I'm dumb, bro. I'm my brain hort when I try and do that. I'm just letters. Like I just know how to press the buttons. I don't even know what I'm even doing right now. I'm literally talking at a rectangle, right? Spending my evening talking to a glowing rectangle, and sometimes I press buttons. The rectangle like changes colors subtly, and my reward system. I'm wired into LLL Colonq here, and my brain's reward system gets some dopamine. I'm really confused. I don't even know how to program. I'm just pressing keys here, and it's really just happening to work out. It's kind of miraculous if you think about it. I think you can describe it as a bit of a miracle. That's really all there is. Okay, can we evaluate all this? And are we convinced that it isn't gonna like fall over when we try and do anything with it at all? Well, I certainly am not, but we're gonna try anyway. Can we Smaragdus copy battle ST? Well, that doesn't look right. That definitely doesn't look right. That actually looks wrong. Big Raptor energy. I can't. Who and or what is this? Is Raptor? I'm unfamiliar. That's short for interactor. I know I'm reading reading a fun book right now. I'm reading The Diamond Age by Neil Stephenson, and they call interactive media Ractives. Oh, it's probably similar source then, because it's Shadowrun Hong Kong. I played the first new Shadowrun PC game. What's it called? I forget. I haven't played Hong Kong or Dragon Falls. That I don't know. I know there are a couple more. Shadowrun's pretty cool. I've tried to I've done something like DM prep for like one of the older older editions, I think. Haven't run it actually. Yeah. I'll have to play those eventually. I like CRPGs a lot. Yeah, and you said Psychopath uses an implant to modify his behavior using operant conditioning. Oh, cool. That's an exciting little concept. That seems similar to there's a fantasy author I really enjoy, R. Scott Baker, I don't know. He wrote some books. They're decent. He has a spin-off sci-fi, not a spin-off. He has an independent sci-fi novel called Neuropath, I think. And it has kind of a similar plot, although I couldn't really stomach it. It was kind of a little grim. I don't like I can deal with some amount of grim reading, but sometimes a little too much. A little too rich for me. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check out I guess all the Shadowrun games are on the ever increasing backlog. I sort of always forget they exist when I'm looking for a CRPG to play. But that sounds fun. I've been stuck in kind of the fantasy Milo for a while here because did I even say that Milo? Milu? MILL question mark EU? I don't know. That's a Gygax word. That's a word that Gygax is always firing off. What a card. Funny little guy. Rest in peace. Yeah, I don't know. I've been reaching mostly for playing a lot of. I guess what did I play last? I was playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, which I also didn't finish. Gotta get around to that. CRPGs are just so long, right? It's like if I'm gonna spend like 100 hours playing a game, it's like, I don't know, better have the payoff there and not be like, I don't know. I feel like they're often like pretty buggy too, at least when they release. And I'll get like hyped for it because everyone's talking about it around release. I'm like, yeah, I'll play this. That's like the literal worst time to play it. It's like, it's single player. It doesn't matter who else is playing it. It's like literally the buggiest possible state. Yeah, big time sucks. Big time major suckage. I would say that's what we're looking at in that kind of situation. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be very, very exciting. I don't know. I'm not even like a, I don't know. I like Divinity. I'm not like a Divinity super fan. I'm like, I don't know. I don't love 5th edition. I hate WotC, but with a burning passion. Passion that can only be described as burning, I would say, actually. But I think regardless, it's gonna be fun co-op game. Be a good old time. Maybe I'll play that on. I don't know. We haven't really branched out into any stream gaming just yet, and I sort of have a feeling that that would not be the best first game. I don't know. Shadowrun Awakens was pretty bad. Dragonfall came next and massively improved over it. Hong Kong improved even further. Both have very good takes on heavily augmented characters. Yeah, I think I played I think I just played the first one. I think I got it in like a Humble Bundle or something back in like the foggy recesses, whenever it came out, 2012 or something, 2011, way back in the day, something like that. Played probably like 10 hours or something, and then dropped it. I probably own them all at this point, but I just haven't touched them. I like I don't know. I think yeah, I appreciate that. I like the cyberpunk kind of stuff a little bit, and Shadowrun always has that unique. It's got the fantasy blend in there. Sort of a cute little thing. What am I doing wrong here? What is the dysfunction? How is this just totally fucked up? Even a wizard is yeah. Tell me about it, man. Boy, that sounds like it's topical fiction that can capture the problems of the modern man and or modern woman very, very cogently. So that's worth something. So copy sequence will give this. So our ret is this. We're gonna make a little st clone. Yeah. Let's copy sequence st. That, yeah, it did. It just printed out the thing again. Do we have any way to jump between prompts easily? I don't have key bindings for that. That seems like a thing that we maybe want to have on some sort of convenient key, but I will digress. Again, one of the nice things about Emacs, like all this is just in comment. So if I write a thing that jumps between prompts, it's gonna work. Or I bind a key in comment mode, it's gonna work everywhere. That's fun. I like that, but not relevant for now. Okay, so then if we run this setf and we say this is st clone, what does that tell us? Well, that's not very helpful at all, actually. That's actually totally fucked up. Why would the computer do this to me? Yeah, speculative genre from the 80s is now topical. It's, what do you think in the next... What's the next topical thing gonna be? That's the more fun prediction. Is it gonna be, I'm sort of thinking, I don't know. Maybe we'll have a little while of, Stalker being topical. Then we'll have Conan the Barbarian being topical, maybe. Yeah, that seems likely. It seems like we're heading in the pulp direction from the way I'm feeling, at least. Okay, so that does the thing. This also seems to do the thing. Yeah, snow crash into Conan. Yep. st clone. Okay, last thing. Are you gonna do... Must be this one. I'm anticipating this fucking everything up. Will it? If it doesn't, we're gonna be confused. Don't confuse me, computer. Don't you dare. Oh, you dared. It certainly did dare to not confuse me. This is actually the good outcome. This is what we wanted. We wanted it to break because we're like, now we know this line is what breaks it. So why is this fucking everything up? What does this return? Nil? Nil? No, it returns team 1. Oh, this... Oh, haha, how funny. We didn't do the thing where we return ret like we did in the other functions. It's, how entertaining. What a good game this is, right? This reality where I program the computer to create things in real life that perform tasks. What a fucking excellent game. Should really work a little harder on it, I would say. Okay, if we copy battle st. Okay, that gives us a battle that looks much like st. I would anticipate. I'm not going to check it because I'm not a sociopath. So we're gonna have to take the computer's word on it, even though the computer has told us nothing like that other than a brief glimpse into the structure. All right, that seems fine. This is all fine. Fine and dandy. Fine and fucking dandruff. All right, where to next? What did we even do this for? What is even going on? I'm beginning to become a little confused as to like what the fuck is actually even happening. We're having some difficulties tonight. What the fuck even time is it? 11:30. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. That's nuts. That's some nutty business. Some nutter butter business. Oh, I'm bumping the microphone. Okay, where were we going? We're going to the simulator. No. We're going here. Because this thing called copy struct here. Delete this. Conan, that reminds me. Years back for an RPG campaign, I made a sort of techno-barbarian setting inspired by Conan, set in the ruins of a high-tech world. Oh ho ho. That sounds very cool, and I would love to see that if you ever feel up for sharing. If you I love shit like that. I think that sort of like, fuck the right honorable. Oh man. Are you I have to ask now. Are you familiar with, or are you a fan of the Dying Earth genre? Because that is almost there's sort of some pulp stuff, sort of contemporary to Conan and after, that has exactly that vibe, and it's like my favorite shit ever. So probably the things Jack Vance wrote a lot in that sphere. I think his are literally called the Dying Earth. I think also Clark Ashton Smith has some stories called Zothique. But the big one that's really good, that I would definitely 1000% recommend if you're into that kind of thing, is Gene Wolfe has a novel in 4 parts called The Book of the New Sun. And it is very much that kind of like pulpy sort of swords and sorcery sort of thing, but in like the kind of far future, distant ruins of a previous civilization. And it is so good. It's kind of a, yeah, one of the classics of that genre. So yeah, Book of the New Sun, really good shit. Okay, so now we don't want to copy struct anymore. Now we gotta be cool kids, and we gotta copy battle. Oh boy, where else are we copy structing? Here, battle. We're gonna eval buffer for good measure. Okay, and now I think the various technocults use names inspired by the livery companies of London. Yeah, that really reminded me of the Guild of Printers thing. Really reminded me, because that's like sort of how Book of the New Sun. It starts off where the protagonist is he's an apprentice in the Torturers Guild. So like this sort of like arcane, like very like archaic kind of thing that's like vastly overgrown its original kind of function, right? As I imagine your Guild of Printers probably had, right? Like a cult sprung out of something that's kind of very like banal like that. It was, I don't know. That's cool shit. I would love to see more of that. That stuff's a lot of fun. Speculative fiction. Just I don't even know. That's kind of a highfalutin name, but like just good old tales, good old yarn about some interesting stuff. Having a good time. Yeah. So I think that was the thing that was fucking up. They controlled the wacky super tech 3D printers and used them to basically control everyone. Oh yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Jeez. And yeah, we worked on at the Torturers Guild. Nice folks, good health plan. Yeah, you'd be surprised. It's as a spin on the classic question, who tortures the torturers? It might actually be the best health plan around. If you really think about it. The Right Honorable, Worshipful, and Essential Guild of Printers. Yeah. All hail. May their presses never run dry of ink, and may their something associated with printers. Fuck. May their paper always remain. May the pulp of their paper always remain consistent. Something like this. I know it's 3D printed. Yeah, that sounds funny. You got anything? It'd be fun to chat about. Man, I want to run some more tabletop games, but it's hard to ever find the time, you know. It's I feel like that's probably the case for a lot of people, right? Like it's so like aspirational. Everyone wants to play more and no one can. Kind of sad. Okay, what are we fucking doing with this? We're gonna setting where you had barbarian warriors wearing exoskeletons and wielding giant swords made out of old building girders. Yeah, good stuff. That's very evocative. I like that kind of thing. Neato. What does that remind me of? There's probably some like Lamentations of the Flame Princess supplements that I'm like in the deep recesses of my memory that are like on the tip of my tongue and trying to emerge as something that's very similar that you might like, but alas, they do not come forth. Okay, we're gonna try the thing. Okay, so this, okay, as we would expect, if we do this on test tree, gonna give us nil, right? Because there's no tree. Wow. If we then let's actually get our do this kind of thing. I think we can. How convenient the S expression is. Oh, what are you bitching about? Who? What is this telling me? What is expand tree supposed to do? Something. Some kind of something. But what is it now? Is it expanded? Well, it only expands if it needs to, right? It would only expand if this node had at least one rollout. I think that's the condition we created, right? So I'll still believe that. Let's run a rollout. Need to convince the computer that, okay, so Team 2 won the rollout. We check the health on ST, it should not have changed. 1 active HP ST. Well, it certainly did. Why is that the case? Did we not? Oh, we didn't reload ST probably. Let's make sure everything is reloaded. Can we just evaluate this buffer? It probably does the thing for us, right? These are just setups now. Yeah. Yeah. The black blood of the information superhighway. Yeah. It has touched us all. We've all imbibed that that particular ichor of late. Okay, that looks like a thing. Now what the fuck is going on? Okay, now Team 1's active HP and Team 2's active HP has unchanged, but Team 2 has won the rollout. What is rollout res? It's just the result of the rollout, right? We don't have any insight into the actual state. Just know that Team 2 won. So now if we backpropagate, Smaragda's, well, we're just gonna copy it because we are typing. We don't. Life is too short to be typing shit. Okay. First team expand res. So okay, this is supposed to be test tree. Yeah? What the fuck are you on about? What is test tree? What is life? What's happening? What's going on? Expand res? What the fuck is expand res? Nil is the first argument of expand res. Why is that? What does expand res return? It's supposed to return actions leaf st. What is happening? What is my name? Where am I? What is this strange little box is confounding me so? Not sure I want to know the answers to those questions just yet. I need a little more time on that one. All right. Let's continue getting into it. So, yes, test tree is confirmed, not fucked up. Yes. So probably just the case that I press caps lock once or twice. Once or twice. Seemingly I pressed it once. If we go back to our background, that's just, yeah, that's gonna bitch at us. Let's look at the debugger. The window placement for this is fucking awful. We need to fix that. Okay, so we're clearly like recursively calling back propagate and it's breaking. Yeah, that's fine. I believe that. Do we toggle back out? Yeah. It's probably a better way to do this than like enabling, disabling these things globally? Question mark, but I sure don't know what it is. Okay, Smarite. Okay, so this calls back propagate, and then oh, we don't have any termination condition on this. That would probably do it, I would say. Yeah, that probably gets there. Let's say when let child. You need to identify the child. When let there we go. Have you done the thing? End position is smaller than start position. Some kind of, this is not a real error, this is some kind of fucked up thing. An IELM just broke. Nil. How useful. Well, now we have 5 rollouts. Well, I guess it's because we've been running this, we ran this 5 times and it errored later on in the function. Again, the joys of mutability. We're even in an especially mutable environment because these things, like, we're living inside of the program, right? Like variables that we're setting are variables like within our like operating system effectively, right? They're super fucking persistent. So what can you even do about that? That's setting ourselves up for disaster basically. We were doomed before we even started. Never stood a chance. We never stood a chance. But we'll get through it anyway, I think. I think it's gonna be fine. We can whisper ourselves some reassurances, some kind and gentle words, and assuage. Is it assuage? Assuage? What is that word? This one? Is this a word? You first. Yeah, this word. How nifty. I'm thinking that's probably a word. I'm thinking you probably pronounce it somehow. Not quite sure how. Probably some kind of business. Some sort of business, I would say. Some kind of crazy fucking nonsense. Jeez Louise. I don't know. Well, we're gonna leave it at that. I'm receiving a word. It's assuage. Wow, that's notable. I'm getting all kinds of. I'm getting mixed signals here. I'm gonna stick with just saying whatever the fuck I think. And we get the official. What is that? IP? It's like called IPA. Whoa. Thing is, I can't read, so I wouldn't know. I certainly can't read that, at least. You have to write it out in Lojban so that LLL Colonq can get it. LLL Colonq only speaks Tokipona. So unfortunately, it's going to be a problem. And the handler, myself, the handler, I actually have an IQ of 80. So I only know English. My int stat is so low that my number of languages learned, according to the Dungeons and Dragons First Edition Dungeon Master's Guide, I actually can't learn anything beyond my native tongue and my alignment language. So kind of shit out of luck on the IPA. Okay. Well, back propagation. Well, we're kind of only observing this in a very trivial scenario. So maybe we need to expand this to run a little more. Although so I must confess something to you, computer. I'm sort of terrified of actually trying to run this thing in any sort of thing resembling what you would colloquially call a loop. A loop, because again, we're playing the most dangerous game here, right? Not the one where you hunt and kill humans for sport, the one where you wire up the programming project you're doing for stream to the integrity of your desktop, basically. So if Emacs crashes because we decide to be a little greedy on the CPU usage and we can't kill the thing that's chunking the one thread that Emacs has, we're basically going to end up in a pretty bad situation. I think OBS will continue to run. We might have to like restart X and stuff, which means we have to restart the stream. So we're actually gambling with the highest stakes of all, because if that happens, I'm just going to explode out of shame. Excuse me, that was TTS. And I'm going to probably end the stream for good, at least for the week, I mean. So every run of this thing, if it starts looking like it's going to be performance intensive, every run is a sicko gamble, right? This should be on fucking kick.com, right? This is pure adrenaline pumping, dopamine, slot machine spinning, lights blinking in your face. Bonus every time we run something. And that's just a value proposition that you won't find anywhere except for the LLLL Colonq stream, right? We go for high stakes. I dare you to find anyone in the software and game development category who has that level of commitment to the bit, right? Hell, I don't even care. I'll delete my hard drive, right? We're gonna wire it up so that if Emacs crashes, it also formats my hard drive. I'll do it. I'm not a coward. Of course, I'll just use Nick's magic to restore it every reboot, but I'll delete like user bin. I don't care. We'll explode some shit. Okay, diversion over, rant over. We needed that. That was a little cathartic. Sometimes we need to talk in order to shake out the sillies a little bit, but we're back to gaming mode. Okay, so we at least nominally have all of the steps for Monte Carlo tree search. Clapping. I invite you all to please clap as well at home, wherever you are. It doesn't work yet, of course, right? It's probably broken as fuck, but we at least have the skeleton, the skeletal superstructure, the exoskeleton, the endoskeleton, if you will, of the final deliverable, the product. So I'm feeling pretty good about that, even though we've done very little. Yeah. Let's think here. What the fuck else is going on? We got some kind of business. What do I'm trying to determine what we do next, right? Obviously, the thing we do next is test the thing, right? See if we can set up a battle scenario and see if it can predict moves in a reasonable way. But sort of scared. Little again, as I just went on that rant about not being a coward, I am a little bit of a coward. I'll miss you all so much, all my wonderful computer friends, if this thing goes belly up. So we gotta be a little sly, right? Little bit careful. Little bit. Okay. So let's make something. This one's for all the marbles. Can we do the thing? Can we do the CL thing? Where we say, like, that seems like the right thing to do. We're gonna run this by default for 10 rounds. That's a pretty low number of rounds, right? I admit. But it's something, right? It's a number that we can be comfortable with. I assume we're gonna need to run this thing for thousands of rounds, right? We haven't even gotten to that point yet, right? I assume to actually get any sort of production use out of this thing, we're going to have to commit atrocities against mankind, basically. In order to get this thing to run fast, I'm anticipating we're going to try and split it off into a separate process so that we can afford to have it hang. And I think probably the most likely thing is that we're going to just run headless, like Emacs just in like scripting mode in the native compilation mode as well, and just use that to we'll launch it from there, and then also just like connect that to the server. And well, I don't know, we'll figure something out. Yes, it is in fact time for war crimes. Geneva is going to be on our ass. We're going to be going to trials for international law. They're going to make new international laws just for us. They're going to make cyber law. They're going to call the cyber police on us. We've been cybering too hard. Our cybering has disturbed the peace. It's I don't know. Not a whole lot you can do about that. Let's see. So this is simple. But it's simple, thanks to this convenient fucked up little do times function. We can say things like, is the var mandatory? Is the var mandatory? Yes, it is. It is. We don't care though. Alright, just MCTS. We also, of course, need to get the root state and the root node. Maybe we should make this not take the root node. Maybe we should make this make the tree and then just return the best move after that many rounds. But I sort of like being able to run this repeatedly, right? Like, I don't know, well, you know, this is not our final loop anyway. This is just our testing loop. Right? It's okay. We could always just make it return the. Oh wait, doesn't matter. We're getting lost in the weeds, lost in the sauce. Okay, root state, root node. So just do it a bunch. What does it look like when we do it a bunch? Fuck you. Fuck you, Emacs. I love you so much, but you do give me some grief sometimes. Run multiple rounds of. It's fun to do the clever little thing where you put the parameter name as within the sentence structure instead of as like an object. Yeah, it's a thing. No one is literally ever going to read these except for Colonq and handler. So it's not really going to matter too much. MCTS from root state on root node. Okay, you complaining? Good. Okay. Doot. Okay, we should be able to do things now. What will you tell me if we go smaragdus MCTS st test tree? I can set it up so that it rhymes. It's all according to plan. Okay, that's a problem. Got some kind of problem down in the depths somewhere. This is why we invented types that we're not using because we picked Lisp. We don't regret it. We do regret it a little bit, but we regret it in sort of a very abstract sense. We're happy to get down and dirty with Lisp. I don't know, if like, I don't know, Haskell programming, pure script programming, Idris programming is like it's like a waltz, I don't know, ballroom dance. It's fancy. People have little cocktails and like little weenies with toothpicks in them and other hors d'oeuvres, horse duvers. This kind of E-Lisp shenanigans we're getting up to is this is a mud wrestle, right? It's still sort of tangentially related to dancing, but it's more of a getting down in there with the pigs in the mud. We're going hog style. We're getting hogged up. That's how it ends up being sometimes. Okay, we got to figure out where this is. So we'll do the great toggle global debugger thing and get down and dirty. Okay, so this is happening within simulate turn. That's a little shocking to me. It means that it just means that simulate turn is probably being passed something that doesn't make any kind of sense. We can see the state that's being passed in, and it's being passed in an action. No. The error gave, it's being passed in a cons cell of 2 actions. That's fucked up. Who invented that? Me, but it's actually past me, right? Once again, our greatest adversary, right? He's thwarting us at every turn. Always one step behind. It's meticulous planning has allowed past LLLL Colonq to catch up with us in subtle and mysterious ways. Oh dear. Well, we have to see what the fuck is going on there. All right, let's see. Oh, thanks for the follow, Smuck. Thanks for the smallow fuck. Also, got 2 follows from both Smuck and fuck. Classic names, classic naming scheme. Skahima. All right, slam the glass, shatter it into 10,000 pieces. And back on that grind set. Right, what the fuck? Pairs. Okay, where is simulate turn called? Okay, it's given car it and cutter it. What is it? What the fuck is it? Presumably what we're mapping. Oh, so we would expect it to just be a pair of both actions, right? That would be our expectation, right? Because it should be a pair of the action that player 1 is taking and the action that player 2 is taking. That is the intention. But something really fucked up is happening instead. Somehow. It's a mystery. What is the deal with that? What even is that? I am getting a little confused by that. What is the second parameter to simulate turn? It is also this sort of pair structure. That is fucked up, I would say. That's my thoughts on the topic. And these are both, I think this is like, what the fuck? It's both, this is like a whole ass list. There's something real. Oh, is this just showing that? Is it giving the whole list? What is this? What the fuck is this? What if we just print it whenever we try and instantiate the node? Is that you? Disgusted by that. MCTS ST test tree. Does that at least print something? What the fuck? Well, something's a little strange here. You ever heard of the Flipper Zero? Is that the handheld like RF, like, for lack of a better word, hacking device, right? Like got a little cute little dolphin on it. Just general like hardware utility tool, I guess, right? It's got like maybe some GPIOs. Yeah, pen testing tool. That thing seems pretty nifty. Has kind of the same aesthetics, I think, as like, I don't know, reminds me of like the teenage engineering stuff, right? Like the little handheld synths, like that kind of like exposed PCB aesthetic, maybe. Yeah, that seems cool. I would love to maybe grab one of those. It'd be fun. Also, thank you for the follow, Draco001. That's appreciated. Love it. But yeah, I don't know very much about hardware at all. I've been slowly kind of like teaching myself. I have some like ambitious, like, I don't know. We'll see. I know a little bit of like various hardware description languages, and I've even thought about playing around with some FPGAs a little bit, but like actually like doing like PCB stuff and like that kind of thing. Like I don't know. I don't know fucking Ohm's law, man. I don't know how resistors work. Cool. That sounds fun. That sounds like a fun little thing. Do you have any like I don't know, what's your like motivating test, right? Like for me, I feel like I would try and like I don't know, copy an RFID or something, like for like my keys or something useful like that. But have anything in mind? Apologies again for the gross mouth noises, TTS. Yeah, that's cool. Convenient. It reminds me of the if you ever read 2600 magazine, it was like a, I don't know, pen testing hacker publication. I think they're still going probably. They always used to advertise like, or like both like sell like, or have ads for and like describe making like universal remotes and stuff like that, and like an RFID and like general like radio tool and NFC tool like that feels like the modern equivalent to like that kind of universal remote sort of thing. I never got one, but we always used to like joke like how fun it would be like in school to have one and just really bother people. I was a real nuisance in high school, as you might imagine, with some of that stuff. But I don't know. The law squicks me out too much now to want to pursue that kind of prankery so much. Yeah. No, maybe I'll pick one of those up. I was actually like, I was discussing with someone like doing RFID copies today, and I think I brought up that device specifically. Just keep using them to unlock Tesla. That's pretty funny. Is there like an authentication? Like what is the locking scheme for a Tesla charging port? Like I wasn't aware those were like locked ? Or I guess maybe you mean in like I sort of interpreted that in the sense of like owners of Teslas were using them, but maybe there's maybe you mean an adversarial use case. Wireless key fob. I see. It'd be cool to have a phone with all these things built in, right? The main downside is like I don't want to carry another device, right? Like I want like a nifty little thing, just like one. Like I want a phone with like GPIO ports, right? And like IR and stuff. And that'd be sick, right? Like the dream of having the I don't know, like mobile hacker device. Yeah, exactly, right? I don't know, you could probably get there. You have to build, like, it'd be tough. I've thought a lot about, I kind of care about or eventually I'm going to build a screenless device. Emacs is actually like obviously I already live in Emacs and I like live in like text-based interfaces mostly. And Emacs is actually a really solid interface for like if you're like blind, right? There's a package called Emacs Speak, and I think it's one of the better like environments for like having a screen reader integrated, because again it's all text-based anyway, right? So like using like the Emacs web browser, it's built in and stuff like that, right? Like we can browse the web here. I think we have that configured maybe. If we go eww news.ycombinator.com, that will render decently, probably. It's very slow. Yeah, like we can just browse the web in here. And this is just text like the rest of Emacs, right? So I can use my same shortcuts and that kind of thing. So I would love a device where I interact with it with just like a small keyboard or something, like maybe a 9 or 12 key keypad that I could keep in my pocket maybe. It's like I don't know if you've ever seen, like in the pre-computer era there were like these pocket typewriters that just use like a few keys, and it was like this kind of like stenographic notation. I don't know, kind of cool, something like that where I have just like a device in my pocket with a little keypad and then some headphones in, and I'm getting like using the headphones for like screen reader stuff, and that just seems like a really fun way to do things. It'd be very discreet and also get off the screen a little bit. Not staring at my damn phone or the damn laptop. Okay, where were we though? Let's think again. There's just too many interesting things to talk about, right? We should one of these streams. I've kind of been going hard on this main project here, but we had some side streams. Like I was working on a web game, but we might also have to have just some like seems like a fun thing to do, just like list out cool stuff for like go for like 3 hours, just like try and really like rack all of our brains and just figure out like, I don't know, like cool things that at least I'm interested in, right? I would love to because I'm like generally just like super down to like share and do things related to any of my interests, right? And I'm interested in a whole lot of things, right? Like, and yeah, more than I can even think of on the top of my head. But like, yeah, I talk about magic. We haven't even gotten into any magic business here, but eventually we're gonna have it. We're gonna have to get up to it. But the real question is, beyond any of that, why the fuck is this not printing? What is going on? It's right there in white on maroon. Print it. It should be print. Why does it not print? Are we simulate turning somewhere else? What is this? You make a Raspberry Pi phone. That sounds exciting. Oh, here. We are simulating turns elsewhere. Multiple elsewheres. Why did I think we were only doing it in one place? We are dumb. Yeah, what does the hardware look like for that? That sounds maybe exciting. I assume like the kind of the radio bit is maybe the hard part. Like I guess on the software side it's it's nice and simple because you just have Linux, but the radio I can imagine being a pain in the ass. I don't like G4 antenna screen. Yeah, well, sounds promising, I guess. Cool. Yeah, feel free to link it, and if you can't link it, I'll yell at the chat settings until you can. That sounds cool. Yeah, I basically have given up on like cool phones. I just have like a I don't know, relatively standard Google Pixel or something, and I loaded Graphene OS on. So it's still like inconvenient enough that it's like on brand for me, in the sense that like I don't have like Google Play services or whatever, and like mostly run free software. But like it's, I mean, ultimately it's like, it's kind of shitty. Kind of shitty still. Where are the other instances of simulate turn? Okay, there's one here. Here we're saying, okay, this should be a pair, this should... Probably should have checked the actual call stack a little, probably should have inspected that a little more thoroughly. That might have been a wise choice, but alas, I think it was just in rollout. Oh. Why is this like this? Well, this should work, right? Team valid actions should just be a... Well, we'll just add the thing to... We're gonna do the dance again. All right. Feel free. Punish me. Simulate turn. Where is this? Where are you? Where do you be? An expands tree. There's the simulate turn that's here. Well, we have the car and the cutter of random action. Huh? What the fuck is basically going on with that? Aw. Is this just in our... Maybe an instantiate? No. I don't know, man. Some kind of funny business happening. I'm never writing something. I won't promise anything. We are going to this experiment has taught me that we are going to make every effort to write typed languages on stream in the future, because I think I'm learning the exact part of my brain that is oversaturated by like having to do stream things, like talk constantly and like pay attention to things, is the exact part that could, like, is capable of dealing with the additional overhead of like mentally tracking the, like, I think, or maybe just my tolerance for bullshit is lower, right? Like maybe I'm just like much more frustrated at like this this gestures vaguely at the scenario before us. And why does that do that? Okay, we're back to we're solvent. Let's, if we say print before, and here we say print after, will that help us evaluate? Yeah, it certainly did. Why though? So actions is team valid actions for actions 1 is team valid actions for team 1, sure. Makes sense. Should it be a list of actions? Actions 2 is the same for team 2. Action pairs. Oh, is this fucked up? Did this little map thing that I wrote, is this like all fucky? That is believable to me. We want all pairs, right? Right, it's not just a zip, right? It's times. Oh, did we crash? Did we just crash? I think we're back. We're experiencing some degraded performance, it looks like. Yeah, no, I think we did crash. It's hard for me to actually see. But I saw a brief Brief blip. That's frustrating. I don't like that. I'm experiencing some internet problems recently. We have good internet, but it's been inconsistent recently, I think. It's that kind of sucks. But anyway, I wonder how much I lost or how much we missed. But we've just been, I mean, there's not too much context to lose here, right? It's mostly this is mostly some Zatsu. Is that what the cool kids call it? We're just rambling, talking to chat, right? I don't really anticipate any particular buy-in to the details of the hot coding action on screen. Hot coding. I just like the term coding. It's programming, but you know. So this is definitely not what we want. This is gonna yeah. This is gonna return a list of lists. We need to flatten this. Is this gonna flatten recursively? Not flatten n1. We really want mconcat. Or can we just, that's probably the easier thing to say, actually. Certainly. Okay, that's the problem, I think, right? Because this was a list of lists rather than just a list. So it was a list of lists of pairs instead of just a list of pairs. Which we would have known obviously if we had, very obviously if we had types, but alas. Alas, alas. What are you still bitching about? Has something gotten fucked up somewhere? Oh, ugh. Well, we should probably just print action pairs. I think we could just wrap this in print. That'll do the job. Okay, does this look like something that's sane? No, it definitely it does not at all. It needs more concat. Maybe this needs to be flattened and too. We're getting our types confused again. No. Okay, so this is one pair. This is another pair. This is another pair. This is list one. This is one pair. Another pair. Another pair. List two. One pair. One pair. Another pair. There's three lists in here. Boy. Well, none of these should ever be nil. There should never be any nils involved here. So maybe we can just be brave. We can have some bravery and just say flatten. Well, we're still getting a complaint. That sure looks like it's a complaint that comes from somewhere different. Let's see where that complaint rises. We're exercising some of the code paths that we previously missed. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. What is going on? What is the deal? Let us see. Oh, we're just running the thing again. Toggle debug on error. Now you fail. No, that's certainly the wrong thing. That's not the thing that we want. Oh, let's kill the process. Is this really, like, it's complaining again? Smaragdus, MCTS, ST, tree. Here we get our wrong type. Okay, so now we have some fuck up in our copies. We're calling rollout on the number 3172. Why would we do that? What is the purpose of that? I'm not quite sure. Something seems to be afoot. Okay, let's see where we call rollout. We'll retoggle our doodly do. Where are we going? AI.el? Yeah. Smaragdus rollout. Hey, okay. We're calling on the third item of expand res, which should be found it. SP components PyTalk, they've done a few variations. Looks like they put out a 4G version with the original being 3G. Comes with a great big antenna. That sounds very cool. Thanks for digging that up. I bet that is an exciting little contraption. I want to walk around with an antenna coming out of my pocket. That's a power play when you're out on the mean streets. All right, what does expand res look like? The expand tree tries to return actions, a leaf, and an ST. Yep. The original comes with a screen option. Looks like you can still set up a screen on the 4G one. No case mind. Yeah. Oh yeah. Big chunky thing. That's I mean, that's part of the appeal, right? If you tell people you built your own phone and you show them some sleek little contraption, right? They're not gonna even believe you, right? Even if you did, it's like it was way more technically impressive. Like it's just in the end, it's just another phone. But if you got a brick, then you command respect. You command everything you want. You have money, you have power, you have attention from the ladies. It's unbeatable. Can't beat the brick. You can use it to weigh down objects. Okay. So the ST that's being returned, I sort of don't believe that this is the failing case. So I'm sort of thinking that the child ST that's returned by simulate turn is all wrong. Because what we didn't remember is that simulate turn is not a pure function. It doesn't return the child state. It returns a fucking... Ooh, baby. How fun. No restrictions imposed by Google. Yeah, that is certainly a benefit. Yeah. You gotta be free. Can't be living like Google's the boss of you. I'm a big believer in that. I said that flippantly, but I believe it 100%. Gotta show him who's boss. All right. Does this seem more sane? That explains some of the wonkiness we were encountering previously. Because that 3172 is just like some random damage number or something like that. All right. Well, that looks even worse. Like, where are we running this now? Is this like non-deterministic based on the... No, it's certainly deterministic. Got events happening? Some kind of event? ST test tree. If they didn't rhyme, I would never remember this. I'd be looking it up every time. Okay, we need the debugger again. Show it to me. Show me the damage. Okay, now it's somewhere else entirely. We've passed that particular hurdle. We've moved on to more interesting things. We are We are, as they say, a gaming. Okay, let me check on something real quick. Are we getting fucked up here? Did that fuck us all up? What's going on? Seems like there's something going on here, guys. I'm starting to believe that maybe there's something kind of going on. I think, I don't know what you can do about that, though. Sometimes the computer is not a kind place. That's all she wrote. End of the day. At the end of the day, that's all she wrote. Who knows? Anyway, that's how it be. Sorry, I'm saying nonsense words as I check on the thing that I wanted to check on. Okay, that seems fine. All right, so we've moved on. This is now in select leaf. We'll do the dance again. Select leaf. So what's going on here? Seems like there's some kind of problem. What is the issue? So what is this supposed to do? This is supposed to select leaf node according to the UCT algorithm, and it returns both a list of actions, which is the path from the root to that node, and also the node itself. It's useful to have the path around because then you can do the back part. You can do some things easier, I think. A little more convenient. We need it a lot in any case. How is this doing its thing? So we have this helper function child node weight that given a child node and the total number of rollouts from the parent computes the UCT value, the weight. And we're just running max by this thing in order to get the best action and child. Why do we believe that best action child is a pair? I don't see a reason why we should be believing that. We're certainly treating it like a pair in the even in here. Is tree node children? I don't see why that should be the case. Oh, it's a pair because it's an A list. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Buy that. That's believable to me. That's believable. I'm a believer. Okay. What to do? So this should just be an A list, aka a list of pairs. We should get the best pair, right? So best action child should just be a single. I guess, and we can just print things. Why is this? What is going? Oh, it's probably because test tree gets into some kind of fucked up state. No, it's not. Not that at all. It's failing before this point even. That's kind of interesting. Oh, probably maybe it's calling this a null somewhere. What is this? This is a tree node. Hello, welcome. Thank you for the copy pasta. I cannot quite tell what it is supposed to represent. It is seems very cool though. Ah, I see. Well, who knows? It's all squished on my screen. I think it's some sort of individual. In any case, see you to you as well, and welcome. Pusho Sky. We are doing a little bit of Emacs Lisping, as is our habit, and we're trying to figure out exactly what the fuck is going on with all this here stuff. What is in a tree node? What is in a tree node? Well, this should be a mapping from action to new tree nodes. And is it? Here's a pair of actions. Yeah, and there's a pair of yeah. Okay, that seems sensible. I think that is sensate. Maybe we're expecting the children to not be in A list somewhere, and that's why this is exploding. That seems believable, because given this error message, right? Like we're treating one of these pairs of action and tree node as a tree node. Okay. Yeah. So if there are children, but no, we expect something to be something. Like we are expecting to be a pair here. Oh, we aren't here. Yeah, that'll do it. Again, little mistakes. Spend so much time on these tiny little things. Oh, we're starting to lag here. It's starting to creep up on us. You can see that little stopwatch. We are encountering some difficulties. The computer is starting to now our test tree has grown into some sort of abomination. Why do we have nil battle? Once again, debugger to the rescue. Some copy battle nil. Rollout is being called on nil. Expand tree is returning nil. Okay, I buy it. That's sort of a likely outcome. Can we verify that expand tree returns nil? I guess that's the next step. This takes st. It takes, well, we need a list of actions for this. Oh, phew. How fun. What is the what's the deal? What can you do? What can you do? Let's see. So let's look at expand tree. Expand tree is the thing that we need to, this is sort of the point of most contention, right? This is the most interesting thing, the thing we have to kind of think about the most, because this is the point like where we're taking like the skeletal structure of the tree, right? That is basically the sequence of actions taken from the current root state, and we're reinflating that. We're doing a little bit of inflation. It's kind of an inflation scenario where we fill it up and it turns back into a real state by taking the actions in sequence. The problem is the actions are non-deterministic, right? So the outcomes can be different than they were the first time that we, basically, well, okay, so what we're doing is like, you can imagine like we're taking moves, right? And we're kind of tracing those moves. The rollouts, we take moves in rollouts, we're sort of tracing those moves into the tree, right? And then when we try and follow that trace and make the same moves again, sometimes we can't because the moves will lead to different states that have different branches off of them, right? Sometimes something will faint and sometimes it won't, which like influences the future moves you can make, right? This is the point of like greatest complexity. We had a few plans for like what to do with that, but for now we've just been ignoring all of them, right? And just be like, okay, just try and take the moves, please. And if you fail, return null and lead to the error message that we were briefly puzzled over. So I think that is the case. If we look at test tree, is test tree very big? It is. Nice and chunky. Well, not very chunky. It's a couple moves. I wonder how many rounds we actually got in before that happened. I'm seeing 1 rollouts here, 2 rollouts here, various things. I don't know. Kind of interesting. Something's maybe happening. Well, maybe it's time to address that. We should think about what happens in that case anyway, right? And handle it more like. I mean, I think one thing we considered is just if expand tree fails, just start over, right? Or just treat the round as a like throw the round away, right? Like maybe record that somewhere. That sort of gets shitty, right? If you end up in scenarios where you have probably need to weight against that, right? Because you can imagine a scenario where like the tree you're trying to expand is like the tree that's like you wind up in this tree that's like the weighted most highly by UCT, and you try and expand it, and it fails because it's very unlikely. It's a very unlikely sequence of outcomes. And then you're just going to keep trying that thing because it's still the most likely thing. So you probably need to apply some kind of like weight condition there. I don't know. These are deep questions. We probably won't answer them tonight, but we're gonna continue setting up the. I don't know. I'm more of a. Some people I think really like to like tackle the hard problems, right? And they like to. I think there's a. I don't know. Was it Hardy who had a sort of a analogy about like how mathematical intuition works, like related to like some people like to crack the chestnut, right? Like I mean, of course this isn't math, this is programming, but I think it's similar. Like any kind of problem solving has this, right? Some people like to really just like crack the chestnut and like make one critical insight that's just like, yep, the thing is resolved, right? They found the critical leap that makes the proof work out, right? And it all works. And some people like to like, I don't know, put the thing in water and soak it until it's soft, right? And really turn it over and over and over and over again, and like slowly wear the thing down until like there's not really any like spark of genius necessary. It's just like, I don't know, slow effort and pressure, and like that's sort of how I like to program, right? Like I mean that's a very self-aggrandizing way to say I put off the hard problems until last. We make those a problem for future LLLL Colonq, right? That is not our problem. We are, as present LLLL Colonq, we are the impartial mediator, in fact, of this eternal conflict between past Colonq and future Colonq. So we don't have any skin in the game. We just leave it up to them. All right. What to do? What's going on? What should we get about? I'm thinking something, at least. Thinking we should probably get up to something. We should probably we'll at least add some like error handling here. So like, where is expand tree called? We should be prepared for it to fail. Is that as simple? is this instant? Well, we're prepared for instantiate node to fail. Well, and perhaps the thing we do, we make this a whenlet. And we make this a whenlet. Does that do the work for us? Because then we skip back propagating if expand res is nil, and expand res will be nil if the result of instantiating the node will be null. That seems like an easy way to do it for now. So we just end up doing less rounds if we end up being in a situation where that's a thing. Oh, we're cooking. It's cooking. Okay, we get nil. That's sort of expected. Okay, we got a big test tree. I see 5 rollouts there. There's naturally gonna be a lot of 0 rollouts because like we add all the children whenever we would add one child. Like ultimately we're not doing too many things here. It's just we're running 5 rounds. It's very concerning. Running 10 rounds. It's very concerning that running 10 rounds takes that long, right? That's gonna be a problem for us. Actually, it's gonna be a real problem for us. Like if we need to run like a couple thousand rounds at minimum between turns, right? Like we might be in a tough spot. Of course, we've invested very little. We're not even running on the bytecode compiler, let alone the native compiler, right? We've invested very little into making this fast. So it's possible there are some very easy, very big wins, but no, we'll have to see. We will have to see. Huh. Well, am I feeling this sort of feels like a decent natural stopping point, I think. We little short, but I think this was productive. We kind of accomplished what we wanted to. Might do another one tomorrow. Gotta think on some things, right? We gotta think how we're gonna approach this, right? The other option, right, is we could we've built a good simulator independent of the tree search or the Monte Carlo tree search, so we can just do like a traditional tree search too, right? Which is probably a better fit for Emacs Lisp, right? Like doing like kind of classical tree manipulation versus trying to do this like very like, I don't know, more quote unquote numerical kind of like throw lots of CPU power at it kind of thing, stochastic thing. I don't know. We have a lot of room to reuse what we've done to like compare a variety of approaches and see how effective they are. Yeah. What else? What else we got? I think yeah, we gotta think about some things. These as cool as it is, we are really we're feeling the language debuff pretty hard. And of course some of that isn't like it's not a real debuff. It's just like me. It's a competence debuff, right? It's a convenience debuff and a performance debuff. That's all really. I love Emacs, right? I think Emacs is I've been ragging on it here, so I have to share the love, right? Like Emacs is probably the only good piece of software that exists currently and is broadly usable, I'd say. So gotta give it some credit, right? It's better than the rest. It's staying ahead of the curve a little bit. Cool. What else? Gonna have some time to I don't know, we'll chat it out a little bit. We'll babble. We'll babble and bubble for a little while at least. If we just run more rounds on test tree. Yeah, they start failing very, very quickly, right? We're kind of like incrementally expanding, but like I think we're getting into situations where instantiate node fails really fast, probably. Yeah, we got like a whole fainted switch here. Maybe that's... We just keep running it. We're not going to get any. We need more diagnostics too, right? Like more logging is going to be pretty essential as we debug. I think and we have potential to like build some really nice logging functionality. Like because we're doing this inside of an editor / UI framework, right? We can very easily throw things up like incrementing counters and tables with stats and all kinds of stuff. We want to be real fancy, we could do histograms, but like that, like do run new plot on some data and then embed images or something like that. That sounds like a lot. That's maybe a little too much. Yeah, that's all she wrote. I think this was a lot of fun. I think we're getting to the point on this where like starting to feel a little jammed up, right? We need a break. The next one is going to be I think we'll decide now is going to be a little break. We'll do another work on the other project, maybe work on some stream tools. I'll finally figure out a way to I don't know. We're so limited though by CPU currently. I need to get a better rig for streaming, I think. Because right now the CPU limitation, like I'm so constrained by running the model, the rendering for the model and OBS. It's like tough to like if I'm not convinced that the thing is going to stay stable if I like am running Haskell, right? If like I'm like compiling something that's like intense, right? Or like Rust consistently or something like that. I'm certainly not going to have like an LSP. So I'm sort of hesitant to like embark on that journey. Maybe we'll because like the thing I want to do is like build better Twitch integration. That seems like I think our 3 projects right now we'll be working on are this, which is this AI thing, which I anticipate will probably go for another, I don't know, dozen or so streams, I would think. I think we're like approaching halfway, but we're still a little less than halfway, right? We need to get back to the game integration, which I haven't touched in a while. Once we finish up the battle AI part, and then like of course there's gonna be a whole lot of debugging and wiring the thing together. Something that checks your Twitch members and then hooks into a Discord bot to send them roles in the Discord. Yeah, probably that. That's probably a thing. Right now the Discord doesn't even have roles. It's just I kind of want to keep it like that though. Like a lot of Discords are like big huge things with all kinds of like I don't like being so tied to the platform. Yeah, there is a Discord. It's in the I would say you can ask the bot, but there is no bot yet. It's in the about links on Twitch. It's I think it's currently like 4 or 5 people. So tiny little baby Discord. But yeah, I really want like I'm gonna write a custom Twitch bot, I think, with like commands and all the typical stuff. And also I mean the long-term goal is to have a custom Twitch extension for this stream, right? So like you see like this very wide, I'm going to replace this Twitch chat with like an IRC window or something too, so it's a little more integrated. But like I'm going to do something like where this is right now, where my cursor is going right here. I want to have like a Twitch extension overlay thing that you can click to then like bring up a overlay over here, like where my where the code is, and you'll be able to like navigate between the different files and like mouse over symbols and like see like documentation on them and stuff. So that'd be really nifty to like be able to read the code independently at like of what I'm currently looking at on screen. And we'll do that. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I want to integrate like full editor integration with with channel points and stuff too. Like I want to be able to give like a channel points thing to like make all the text on the screen collapse like falling sand or something, you know, like just like fun visual effects. And like, because we truly are exploring the meaning of programming under duress here. We're under attack from all sides, from the past, from the future, from chat, from the computer itself. It's we're really being accosted at all angles, and it's all the LLLL Colonq can do to keep it together. And we'll do that, I think. So yeah, so on the docket for the future, we got more of this, another dozen or so episodes. Then we'll tie it together, make the thing that works or doesn't work, and make a YouTube video about it. We have more LLLL Colonq Gaiden, which is currently the Gaiden series is developing a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon clone in PureScript, which we did a little bit of, and it didn't kill the CPU, but it was still a little rockier for our taste. And we have the LLLL Colonq Lab Sessions Premium Series, elite members only, tier 10 subs only, which means everyone, because you're all beautiful. Where we'll build like stream tech, stuff like that. So maybe one of those. Getting a better computer, yeah, no, yeah, for sure. And I have a bunch lying around. This was just like the most convenient one to set up. But yeah, we'll throw something together. That's a little nicer than this. Honestly, desk real estate is the more pressing resource than available computers. So we'll see what we can do about that. But yeah, thanks for coming around again. I think we are. Yeah, this was a good one. We figured out some stuff about copying, and we got the first inklings of the actual tree search process. It's still we still have a while to go. Still gotta play around with some shit, but I think we are well on our way. We'll keep poking and prodding. Let's see if let's press the little parachute button and see if we can read over to anybody. Who the fuck is around at the moment? Do we even have people? I would not know. Twitch television. Who the fuck? Oh, Shindig's live. Shindig's is cool. That's a cool cucumber. Do we have enough people to raid Shindig's? Do we? I think we maybe do. Let's see. Let's try it out. We got some people. Cool. Let's do it. Why did I clicked unraid for some reason? What's going on? I never know how to use this stupid thing. There we go. Gotta apparently wait. 7, go. Cool. I think we've done it. We've done it. Right. It's over.